If you're still doing dropshipping in 2025, then I hate to say it, guys, but you're already behind. Because while it might still look popular on places like TikTok or YouTube in 2025, the truth is this model peaked years ago. What you may see online, things like high revenue screenshots, ads, and crazy numbers, doesn't match what actually happens when you're knee-deep inside the business. If you guys have been following me for a while, then you know that I've tested countless different online business models over the years, and dropshipping is one of the least practical long-term. And that's because the margins are low, the competition is high, and you're building on platforms you don't have any control over. So before you go dropping thousands of dollars on a dropshipping course and hoping this becomes your path to financial freedom, I want to finally break down the harsh reality of what dropshipping actually looks like in 2025, why all of the success stories you see online don't really tell the full picture, and most importantly, guys, what I personally recommend focusing on instead if you actually want to build something scalable and sustainable long term. So with that being said, let's jump right in. So let's start with the basics. Dropshipping itself is a retail model where you sell products online without actually holding any inventory. Whenever a customer places an order on your website, you buy the product from a supplier who then ships it directly to the customer. And while it might sound simple enough in theory, there's a lot more moving parts in reality that most course creators don't want you to know about. They all make it seem like you're just the middleman collecting easy profits. You find a product on AliExpress for $5, sell it on your Shopify store for $25, and pocket the $20 difference, repeating that process thousands of times. The dropshipping course creators love to show off their revenue screenshots, quoting that they made $100,000 in their first month. But the thing that they don't tell you upfront is that those high numbers that you see don't account for things like advertising costs, platform fees, refunds, chargebacks, or the dozens of other expenses that eat into your margins. Now let's move on to what dropshipping actually costs to get started. Because usually when you start off with a course online, most course creators don't want you to know all of the expenses you'll actually be paying in the long term beyond their course fee. First of all, you'll need a Shopify store, which is easily a $30 month minimum fee. Then you need apps for product research, order fulfillment, email marketing, and customer reviews, all of which can easily add up to another $100 to $200 a month. But with that being said, the real money drain is in advertising. Without paid ads, guys, nobody will find your store. So that means Facebook, Google, and TikTok ads are pretty much going to be a non-negotiable here. So with that added on, you're easily looking at spending extra hundreds or thousands of dollars every month just to get decent traffic. And if you don't already know, guys, most of those ads won't convert. When it comes to the average Facebook ad conversion rate for e-com, it's usually only about 1% to 2%, which means for every 100 people who might see your ad, maybe 1 or 2 will actually buy something from you. So you're paying for 98 people who don't buy anything just to get those 2 sales. Beyond that, there are a ton of hidden fees when it comes to the business model itself. Things like payment processing fees, transaction fees, app subscriptions, domain costs, and don't forget about the time you'll actually be spending dealing with customer service issues, suppliers who won't ship on time, and products that arrive broken or nothing like you had advertised. By the time you add everything up at the end of the day, most dropshippers are lucky to keep only about 5 to 10% profit margins. And keep in mind, guys, that's if everything goes perfectly. Another thing that all of these course creators don't mention is the fact that dropshipping is oversaturated beyond belief. Everyone and their mom is trying to dropship the same trending products from the same exact suppliers. That means you're not just competing with other dropshippers, you're competing with Amazon itself, other established brands, and thousands of other stores selling the same exact products as you. And it doesn't take a genius to know that when everyone is selling the same fidget spinner or phone case, the only way to compete it is by lowering your prices altogether, which obviously creates a race to the bottom where profit margins get squeezed until there's barely anything left. And since you don't control any of your products or your supply chain, you basically have no way to differentiate yourself. All of these products other people are selling for $15 are basically the same thing as yours, so why would customers pay you $25 for it? Plus, customers are getting very savvy. That means that they know they can find the same exact products on AliExpress for a fraction of the price. So not only are you competing with other dropshippers, you're competing with your own suppliers who directly sell to consumers. Now you might be thinking, but Erica, I've seen so many people make money online with dropshipping. What about all those success stories? Here's the thing about all of those success stories, guys. They're either extremely rare exceptions or they're not telling you the whole truth. Yes, some people do make money with dropshipping in 2025, but it's usually people who got in early, have massive ad budgets, or are selling the dream of dropshipping itself through courses and other affiliate coaching programs. The student testimonials you do see are often cherry-picked from the thousands of people who have tried and failed, which is usually about 9 in 10 dropshipping stores. And if you are new to the making money online space and you're looking for a transparent course, it's really important to understand that most people teaching dropshipping courses make a lot more money selling the course itself than they ever did dropshipping. And finally, guys, another huge issue that I have with dropshipping itself is that you simply don't own any of your business. You're basically completely dependent on other platforms. What that means is Facebook can ban your ad account without warning, Shopify can shut down your store if customers complain too much, and PayPal can freeze your funds if they think something looks suspicious. Beyond that, your supplier can stop carrying products or decide to jack up their prices overnight. All that means is you're building your entire business on someone else's foundation, and that foundation can be pulled out from under you at any moment. I personally have enough experience with dropshipping that I've lost everything when my ad account got banned, and I've had my most reliable suppliers go out of business on me overnight, which meant countless months of work gone in a second because I simply didn't control any part of my business. So instead of chasing dropshipping and hoping you're one of the few who actually manages to make it work, I'd much rather put all of that time and energy into something that I can actually control. That's why I will always recommend the digital leasing method instead. In this case, it's way simpler, way more stable, and way less stressful and wallet draining than dropshipping. How it works is you build small websites around local service niches all around the US, things like plumbing, roofing, or in my case, fencing repair. And once these sites rank to the top of Google, they start generating calls for real customers all over the US. And then you rent out all of those leads to a local business owner who's happy to pay you every single month just to keep them coming in. When it comes to this model, guys, the difference is night and day compared to so many other online business models. Dropshipping is all about chasing trends, competing with thousands of other sellers online, and praying your ads don't go to waste. Meanwhile, digital leasing is all about building real digital assets that continue to work for you long after they're set up. For example, as you can see here, guys, I built this fencing repair site for Colorado Springs a little over 3 years ago, and to this day, it still continues to generate calls. And what's more, that same business owner has continued to pay me every single month ever since, and I barely have to touch the site anymore. That's the real power of building digital assets that you own 100% instead of chasing a business model that's built on outdated methods. At the end of the day, here's what I love the most about digital leasing compared to dropshipping. I own 100% of my sites. I own all of my digital assets. I own all of the leads, and I control all of the income. That means if one business owner ever decides to stop paying me, I don't lose any of my assets or lose control over any of the leads. I simply rent that same site out to another contractor who's willing to take on all of the work. With dropshipping, you really don't own anything. You don't own your products, you don't own the customer relationships, and you don't own the platform you're selling on. You're basically just a middleman hoping all of the pieces stick together. But with digital leasing, you're stacking real digital assets that continue to pay you 24/7 around the clock, month after month, without all of the stress of inventory, shipping, or customer refunds. So that's my honest take on why I will never recommend dropshipping as a business model, especially in 2025. Yes, a few people have made it work, about 1 in 10 stores, but for the vast majority of us, it's extremely expensive, it's competitive, and it's full of headaches that course creators these days don't want you to know about. However, if you are serious about building something that's actually sustainable and scalable online, then the digital leasing model is always going to be my number one recommendation. That's because you're not gambling on trends, you're not dependent on one platform, and you're not competing with thousands of other sellers offering the same exact cheap products. So if you liked this video, guys, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any more future breakdowns just like this one, and drop down in the comments below to let me know what you thought about today's video. And like always, if you want to see exactly how the digital leasing model works, step by step, I've got a free training linked below that walks you through the entire process in more detail. As always, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.